Hindsight is 2020, and if I could start my nursing journey over from scratch, these are the things I would do differently. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joy. I'm a nurse practitioner living here in Houston. I make content about nursing, traveling, living here in Houston, and how to achieve your goals. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and push that subscribe button and let's get into the content. For those that don't know and you're new here, I'm a neonatal nurse practitioner. I have literally only worked in the NICU. That is my only nursing experience. But today I'm going to share with you some things that I would have done differently if I started my nursing career over from scratch. And if you're just starting out, hopefully this helps you avoid some of the mistakes that I made and other people make throughout their career. And if you're already working as a nurse, please leave a comment for the new nurses, letting them know something that you would have done differently so that we can keep our community growing. And if you're a new grad, leave this emoji down in the comments so I know that you're a baby new grad, and I'll be keeping my eye out for you. Okay, the first thing I would have done differently if I started my nursing career over from scratch is I would have shadowed more specialties. I only shadowed a NICU nurse because I knew I wanted to work in the NICU. But when I really think about it, like, I always thought I was going to go to the OR. I always thought that's where I was going to go before I even knew anything about going to the NICU. And then as I became more experienced, I really wanted to do aesthetic nursing. I mean, a lot of people want to get into aesthetic nursing, so that's somewhere I wish I would have shadowed. But definitely surgery, aesthetics, dermatology is another one I would have loved to go into. I just feel like those specialties would have really fit my personality, and I would have really enjoyed going to work. I will tell you, I love being a NICU nurse. I would not trade it for the world, but it was a very stressful entry into nursing because you don't get NICU nursing in clinicals. You don't really know what you're going to walk into. You literally learn on the job how to be a NICU nurse. And so I was extremely stressed out as a new grad. My first day on the job in NICU boot camp, I started crying and walked out. Like, that's how bad it was. And I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, I don't want to live a stressful life. I was trying to leave, y'all. And the instructors chased me out in the hallway and they're like, come back. You're going to be such a good NICU nurse. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't want this life. I don't want this stress. So if you really think about it, if I would have shadowed aesthetics or dermatology or even the OR or, something that was more like my vibe, my speed, I might have found another passion that I just slept on. So if you're a new nurse or a nursing student, like, go shadow some different nurses and see what else is out there, because there's not just one way to do things. And if I would have shadowed the dermatology NP, I'm pretty sure that's where I would have ended up. Like, I'm pretty sure I would have ended up there. But who knows? I mean, I was supposed to be in the NICU. The Lord sent me there. So I can't fight against it. I'm supposed to be there for the babies. But now that I'm further along in my career, that's what I think. Another thing is I probably would have really enjoyed psych. Like, I enjoyed my psych clinicals. I was kind of scared because I believe what people say, because I'm a very honest person. I'm gonna tell you the truth at all times. So I just be believing what people say, and they be lying to you. So when I did my psych clinicals, I was like, girl, you really can't be here because people be lying and you be believing them, and this is a problem. But I think I would have been a great psych NP as well. So there's like so many other areas that I think I would have been really good at, and I just never really did it. I only just did NICU. So shadow other nurses and see what else is out there. That is something that I would have done differently. Secondly, I would have gotten serious about my finances from day one. As a nurse, you can make so much money. Like, I made so much money, y'all, as a nurse, because you can work as much as you want. Anytime you want to go on a trip, you're like, okay, that's 2 extra shifts. If you want an outfit, okay, that's 1 extra shift. Like, you could just make the money. The money is just there for you to make if you're willing to trade your time for money. But I was not financially responsible. I was getting a bag and blowing a bag, and that's a problem. I didn't know anything about saving for my retirement or saving to buy a house. I was just spending my money. So if I was starting over from scratch, I would definitely day one match my 401k. Whatever it is that my company was putting in, that's what I would be putting in to at least match that. I would have a Roth IRA, and these are all the things that I'm doing now. If you're curious about how I set up my paycheck, you can watch this video here, and I go over how I set my money up now that I know better, I do better. I would have an IRA, I would definitely have a savings account, and I would be saving to buy a house. When I wanted to buy my house, I bought my house after working extra for 1 month. But you have to think, like, how many extra shifts did I have to work? I worked every day. I was only off 2 days that month. I worked day shifts. I worked night shifts. Like, I worked every day that month. And I was able to put my down payment down on my house and have money to furnish it. So I did that in a month, but if I would have been saving over time, I wouldn't have had that stress on me. So if I was starting over from scratch, I would have my finances in order. And if you have questions about that, I will put some resources down below for you as well. If I was starting my nursing career over from scratch, I feel like I would have spoke up for myself more, advocate for myself more. Like in clinicals, I only had a chance to do one IV and I only passed Tylenol once. So my clinical experience wasn't that great. And then when I fast forward to my experience even with being a nurse practitioner, like I didn't get to do a lot of skills. And this is a normal thing about clinicals, you don't get to do a lot of skills, but I feel like I would have spoke up for myself more if I had a chance to do it over. I would ask, I would literally ask, like, can I do this skill? Can I stay over? Can I have this time? Because it's nothing like starting your job and you tell them like, I've only done one IV. Starting your job and you're like, I've never done a Foley. I mean, it's okay that you've never done it, you're a new grad, but think about the confidence that you would have if you know how to do it. I only knew one other nurse who bragged about her clinical experience at her university, and she was just like, we got to do all these skills, we got to do this, we got to do that. And so when it came time to actually do skills, the girl was on it. Like she was always volunteering to do stuff, always ready to do things. She was so confident and just so ready to do it because she had all this hands-on experience. Later on throughout her career, she ended up being a charge nurse in the NICU. Like that's just her personality, but she had so much confidence because she was able to practice all those skills in clinicals. So I feel like if it was me and I was starting over, I would take the initiative to look for things, search things out, and try my hardest to get as much practice as possible. The worst they can tell you is no, and you're the one who's paying for this experience. So take responsibility for your education, girl, and go out and get it, okay? The fourth thing I would do if I was starting over from scratch in my nursing career is I would prioritize self-care, self-love. You know, I worked a lot of extra shifts as a nurse, and it was worth it for the money, but like you're working so much and you're trading so much time for money, you don't get that time back. Once your 20s are gone, they're gone. Once your 30s is gone, it's gone. Like you don't get the time back. So I didn't figure this out until later in my career. I would say like the last 2 years of being a nurse is when I went to weekend option, where I was only working 2 days a week. I was working Saturday and Sunday. So that's 8 days a month. And now I'm a nurse practitioner. I only work 7 days a month. And I'm really big on not picking up extra. I'm working a little extra these next coming up months because I'm getting ready to move. If you guys are going to be interested in watching my moving vlog or seeing all the new apartments I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be having that content coming up about the Houston stuff. But I'm going to be getting ready to move. So I'm working, you know, 1 or 2 extra shifts here or there. But I'm really big on not picking up extra shifts and not trading my time for money, because this is my 40s and I'm not going to get my 40s back. So I'm not about to be sitting up in nobody's job, spending all my time there, trading my time for money. It's just not as important for me. So if you're in your 20s are for building, so go ahead and build your nest egg. But then after that, prioritize rest. Go on vacation, take the PTO, get the massages monthly, prioritize yourself and self-care. Your skin will thank you, your body will thank you, your health will thank you. And your future self will thank you. And you know I'm always about the future self. Girl, your future self will thank you. The fifth thing I would do if I was starting my career over from scratch is I would journal about my career. Because if you really think about it, I feel like we forget so much about how we didn't know anything and we were just babies in the beginning, like so scared, and we just really don't know anything, you know? And I would love me now, my future self, to like look back on my past self and all the hard work that she did and, you know, just read about it. And I feel like also journaling really helps you see things like for what they are and be in the present, be in the now. I journal now that I'm older, but if I would have been doing that in my 30s when I first started my career, I feel like it would have been really helpful for me. So if you're not already journaling, go ahead and grab the journal that I use. It's linked down below. But start journaling about your day. Even if you just use a regular piece of paper, girl, just start writing it down. Start writing your story down and, you know, your day-to-day and how you feel, so you can really see the growth and see how far you come. That's one thing I really like about this YouTube channel is like I can look back at my old videos and be like, wow, there's so much growth there. Sometimes it's like, I really don't even want to watch the video. It's like, girl, anyway. It's good to like look back and see the growth. So if I would start my career over from scratch, I would journal. If you made it this far, leave this emoji down in the comments for me just to let me know that you stuck through the video. And if I started my nursing career over from scratch, I would say I would learn this early. You are allowed to change your mind. You do not owe that job, that specialty, that boss. You don't owe anybody anything. If you want to leave, leave. And if you feel like you hate your job, you don't hate your job, you hate your job. So change your job. Find another place to work. I remember feeling so miserable at my job by the end when I was getting ready to be a nurse practitioner. Like, I was ready to go, child. And if I had to stay any longer, I would have been sad. Like, I would have been miserable. There's no way that I would allow that to happen in my life now, but I feel like my younger self did not know that. Just change your job. Just leave. And a lot of times when you leave your job, you get a raise anyway. You make more money anyway. If it's drama, if it's chaos, if they're messing with your schedule, if they don't value you, leave. That's like the biggest lesson that I have learned so far in nursing. So if I had to start my career over from scratch, I would learn that lesson early on. And if you're just starting your nursing journey, I hope this video was helpful for you. Watch the video that I have linked to come up next. That video is also going to be helpful for you. And please, please, please don't forget to share this with all your nursing friends, anybody that you know want to be a nurse. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps me if you subscribe to my channel. So many of you watch the video and don't subscribe, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, pretty.